Hey, what's good? It's the artist Brian from the Higher Learning Podcast here on the Politikan Broadcasting Network in Riverside Studios. We back again with another guest. Prepare for this dope show, man. What's good with you? 702, man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Enjoying the weather and shit.
That's what's up. But before we start today, I want to make sure you guys copped your tickets for the Stephen G show. He's going to be live here in Riverside Studios. Also, he will be on live stream. If you can't come out, you can watch him on live stream. You don't have to miss the show. It's gonna be lit, y'all. So make sure y'all go get them tickets. Also, today it's been a long time since we've been back on, and we had artists about 3 weeks ago, and we've been gone. So we're here to give y'all a good show. Today we have Cole Phillips, also known as 702.
Sir.
Where you get that name from?
I'm actually born and raised in Vegas, which is the area code is 702, and my birthday is July 2nd, so I was born on 702 and 702. That just made sense.
So you over there fucking up Vegas, and you ready to come out here and fuck up Cali, right?
Yes, sir. Been waiting on it. Pandemic.
So were you planning to come to Cali before, or?
Nah, not really. To be honest, I had a living situation that went a little south and shit.
Right.
Needed to move.
Right.
Get back on my feet and shit. So.
And then a couple of his projects were released on SoundCloud called Clark County EP.
No, that's on all platforms.
All platforms.
Yeah, all platforms.
Okay. Clark County EP. Clark County EP. Yes, okay. We are privileged to interview you today. You're a lyricist, and I respect lyricism. And to a lot of today's rap, it's a lot of, I don't want to disrespect nobody, but it's a lot of cheesy shit out there.
Yeah.
And the bars that seem to got lost.
Yeah, they focus more on the melody.
I
try to focus on the bars and the melody.
Right. So
all aspects of music.
Looking forward to hearing you, bro.
Sorry, appreciate it.
So, man, to get things started, tell us about Vegas, man. Tell about your life in Vegas.
A movie. Man, my life was always a movie for sure when I was living in the city.
Yeah.
Always something going on, always something to write about.
Yeah.
Always that's how I could make so much music, always something to talk about.
Are you like close to the strip, or are you like always like
closest I ever lived to the strip was like 15 minutes.
Right.
But I mean, it was always a move, and I worked on the strip at the time too. So
man,
like 2019 before I moved out here.
The shit you see if you're working on the strip.
Man, you wouldn't believe, man. It's just that I got stories for days, but what happens in Vegas, stay in Vegas, you know what I'm
saying? Tell me about it. So out there, being out there, did you grow up out there, born and raised?
Born and raised, my city.
Damn. So I mean, I don't know too many huge artists out of Vegas. So who influenced you to get into music? How'd you get into music?
When I was a freshman, when I was coming to freshman year in high school, at freshman orientation, I ran into my first best friend in high school and shit. His name was Corio. His older brother, Tori, was already making music. He was a junior and stuff. He used to be signed when he was younger and stuff. And he has all these connections. He make his own beats, engineers his own music, taught himself how to sing, got bars out of this world and shit. So he'd have me just hop on songs when he was over, just fun. I got on a couple of them, it started getting around school because he was known as that rapper out of school, he was popping. So when he dropped something and I'm on it, then all the girls was like, oh my God, coming up and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I went through a period in my junior year where I was just like depressed and going through it. So I had when I was younger, I used to write little stories and shit. I always write songs, put my thoughts in the rhymes, basically.
Right.
And so I started doing that. And back then you could just, on the SoundCloud app, you could just press record and rap into it. So I'll put a beat on the speaker, be right next to it, and just rap the shit over it. The flow was off, I didn't have the rap voice and shit, but I was just saying the words. And then people started telling me it was connecting with them, or girls was like, oh, this made me cry, or like I felt this and stuff like that. Talking about daddy issues and shit like that.
Okay.
So then I'm like, damn, I'm actually touching people, and I actually really love music.
Yeah.
So then I used my first paycheck from my first ever job to go get me a blue snowball mic. I said I never wanted to have to count on nobody doing this shit. I don't want to come up with an idea on Tuesday and then wait till Friday to go to the studio. I'm like, no, I want to lay that shit down. So ever since, just been making my own shit. Doing everything on my own.
Wow, much. So record and engineer your own shit. You do all that yourself?
Yeah, I've been doing that since I was 16.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that kind of segues into the next question. What's your creative process?
Most of the time, I honestly just put a beat on, and then I come up with, I'll just you know, mumble and shit until I come up with the melody. And then it's so easy for me to write the words. Like I said, I could write a song in 20, 30 minutes, come up with all the words, but it's always about the melody. So I pretty much, I put the beat on, or I find my beat that I want to listen to, whatever I'm in the vibe for that day, whatever I'm feeling, or some, if I just go through beats and then find something hot, like, all right, I'm gonna write to this, put it on, come up with the hook first, then go through, write both verses, and then I'll just lay it down. Record that shit right away. I gotta do it all. I gotta do. Usually, I gotta make my song in one night.
So like, you can't come back to it. Or...
Nah, it's too frustrating to me because if I lay the first verse down and then I come 3 or 4 days later, I'm not in that same headspace. The second verse, my voice ain't gonna match. The tone ain't gonna be the exact same. Like, nah, I gotta be all at the same time. I at least gotta get the first and second and the whole shit recorded the first time, so I know how I wanted it to sound. So if I come back a week or two later to perfect it, I already know how I wanted it to sound.
Man, that's real. I remember I used to write when I was a teenager, and I would have that same problem. I do a whole, even with writing, I write a verse, and I feel it was cool, and I'm like, you know what, I'm stuck on. I'm gonna come back later to that. I'll wait a week, and then I don't even remember my whole concept, and it just throws everything off.
See, that's the thing. If I come up with a melody or something while I'm like out riding around or something, or if I write a whole verse, I need to remember how I was spitting it. So I just record a little video and I put it in the notes with it.
Yeah. That helps. I wish I had that back.
I screenshot the beat, record a little 3 or 4 videos so I know how the hook goes, how the vocals go, put that shit at the bottom of the notes, and then I got the lyrics.
Got the whole rundown.
And I just run through that shit, make it.
That's what's happening. So in 3 to 5 words, how do you describe your music?
Unique. I want to say inspirational to a certain, you know, fire.
Gotta say that. Can't leave that off, right?
How would I say this? Like lane opening. Like, you know.
No, I'll get your drift. I'll get your drift.
Creating, like it's its own.
Yeah.
Its own
that's
sound.
Right.
I don't sound like nobody.
Right.
So that's part of unique, I guess.
Right.
And then.
I think that's both. You good? You good on that?
I was gonna say elite, but that sound cocky.
Nah, you say that. You want to be elite. Say that. There you go. You gotta, if you don't believe it, who else?
Different.
There you go. You know, you kind of answer the next question is like, what do you want to give your audience? What's the message you want to give? Like the primary message, like your mission statement as a rapper.
The main thing that got me so passionate about pursuing music is that it's not for the flash and flame or the glory and shit like that. On the chains and cars and all that shit. It was when I remember specific times in my life when I was younger and going through it. Music saved my life. And I don't know where I would be without some songs that I used to listen to on repeat over and over again. So making timeless music that can get you through something. I want to get to a level to where I can just be there for people who feel alone. I want them to feel like they're not alone when they listen to my music.
Facts. And that's what it's supposed to do to you.
Exactly.
I respect that.
That's the beauty of music that seems to be a lost art nowadays.
Yeah, man, I was just saying that, man. Just listening to stuff that you can relate to, it can get you through the day or the week or whatever the time is, the situation. You feel me? For new listeners that's interested in hearing 702, what are the songs you would tell them to go listen to? You have to say, okay, if you want to make an impression on somebody, what you gonna direct them to listen to?
I say number one, if you want my introspective and personal views, go listen to Breaking News off the Clark County EP. You want to turn up and hear some bars, go to One of a Kind. That's a single. And then oh yeah, and then Ain't Talking to Me as well, if you want to, feel yourself. that's one that you
feel yourself. I fuck with it, man. Oh man, so concert and performing. If you can open up for anybody, who would you want to open up for?
Drake.
Drizzy?
Yeah, that's my favorite artist.
That's my
favorite artist.
What you like about Drake?
High school, man. His music the ones that saved.
Okay, gotcha.
I like other artists too, but just like Drake and Party and that whole OVO sound. I just feel like because music's such a beautiful thing to me. I felt like they they came out with a whole new sound that is just like so beautiful in a time where that shit wasn't popular.
Right.
It wasn't even known.
Right.
And then Drake come in and create this whole sound, and it's like it's a beautiful sound. And then he could do everything. So it's like that's what I've strived to be. That's why I look up to him, because when I make music, I've made dance hall songs, pop songs, R&B, you know, rap, trap, conscious rap. Like I do whatever. Like I want to be able to do whatever. I don't want to limit myself. And I feel like he's a spitting image and not limiting yourself in this music game. So plus I mean, open for the biggest artists. That's gonna put me on more than opening up for anyone else.
Right.
It's Drake.
Right. It's Drake. You touch anything, it's gold. I just made a statement. I was like, I was never a Drake fan. I never really liked him until I became a Drake fan about 2 years ago. To be honest, I that sound I wasn't fucking with at first, and I just listened to it more and more. And then the songs he was putting out, they're not whack. It wasn't in the mood for them, and it grew on me. So I had to say, like, Drake, like, to me, as far as hits, top hits, and billboards and all that crap, I think ain't nobody got more than him in history. He got more hits than anybody in history, and this is not saying Michael. This ain't saying that he's the best, but I'm saying he has more hits than everybody. And you gotta respect. And that's what I got.
And that's why I mean his certain songs ain't for everybody, you know, depending on what you listen to. But even when he getting his Lemon Pepper freestyle, he can spit his ass off too.
I fuck with Drake. And he did do a song with Nipsey in 2000 early before he started popping. So that's another killer, one of my favorite songs. Like Drake did that. It's fire. So shout out to Driz. Shout out to Driz. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a little personal, man. Nothing too crazy, but you know, rap being a predominantly quote unquote black genre. How do you write to appeal, you know, to the black, you know, community, or how do you try to relate to them with your music and try to get them to fuck with you? Because you know, you already know, I'm sure you got hella black friends and you've been around black people. With black people, you got to touch their soul. You got to really hit them. You know, being white, you know what I'm saying?
So to be honest, like that never really like crossed my mind for the first few years I was writing, because everyone I was hanging out with was black, and they, you know, they would be over making songs with me and shit, and they're the ones telling other people like, yo, he can spit, he got this, like, because other people would try to come at me like, oh, you ain't trying to rap, and then my homies would be like, nah, like y'all don't know what he can really spit. So I never really even like thought twice about that shit, because it was just like, I know that if I'm literally rapping with black people and around black people, I'm not gonna say nothing. Like I know what to say, I know how to act. You know, like so I've been around the culture long enough to where it's like I know how to act pretty much. So I don't ever say, like, it just comes natural when I'm writing. I don't say nothing that would like be taken the wrong way and nothing. And if I do, then like, oh, I gotta word that differently. Like I'm just cautious of how I word shit. But I know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And like when you talk to me, you can tell by the way that I come off. Like I'm not on no bullshit or nothing like that. So, but it is a thought when I go to perform in front of a black crowd. Like for them to fuck with me, I gotta be on it. I gotta. I can't fuck up. I gotta be on my fly shit. Like I can't look corny or none of that shit. So it's like that's a thought when I'm performing for shows. Just being on point and A1 for the crowd.
It gotta help though to, you know, have your boys. You know, a lot of people don't understand when they think of these white rappers. They just think it's just some white boy that just came out of nowhere. But it's like, I guarantee you that white boy got about 50 black dudes in his entourage that he grew up with. So I got a white friend. One of my best friends is white. I grew up with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's my daughter's godfather. So he grew up with all of us. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think that having your boys help there has to be a good support system for you.
Yeah, I think that's like my natural personality is just like I've never tried to be nobody that I'm not, or try to be black or anything like that. But I've never really hung out with white people. So I never really got like became white. I don't really act white. Like, if you're a part of who you're around in your environment, so it's like
I understand that for the fullest.
I don't really fuck with white people. So,
I understand that for the fullest. I understand that to the fullest, bro.
I maybe got like 2 white friends out of what, like 20?
I understand that, bro. To the fullest, bro. To the fullest, man. So we don't get a little deep here, not for long, but what are your thoughts on injustice in America?
It's fucked up, man. That shit pisses me off. When everything was going on last year, I was crying tears myself. Like it just hurts because I've been in situations where I've been driving with a car full of black people, my homies and shit, or I've been out and about and came to meet up with my black friend and my Mexican friend, and they's like, yo, being the cops are racially profiling us, and then the cops slammed me on the hood for giving them attitude, and then he asked me why I gave him attitude, and I said I thought he was racially profiling my friends, and he said, so what if I was? I don't give you reason. Like, so I've been in a situation, I've seen this shit firsthand. Like, I know this shit is sick, and it pisses me off. I've seen situations I'm driving by and I see like 3 squad cars and 6 cops standing over one black dude sitting on the curb, and I'm like, yo, is that even necessary? So that shit just makes my blood boil, and I just want to do whatever I can. I went to a couple protests and shit, but like, I just want to speak out for what I can. You know, I want to get to a platform to where I could be the white dude to speak on the platform and say like, yo, this shit's fucked up, it needs to change. And once I get the money to do something about it too. But
that's beautiful, man.
Everything I can.
As that, like, seriously, it means so much just the black people to have support like that from like a white person, because I know it's tough. It's family that you guys probably have that's against it, and you got to go against your family sometime. And if you're able to be courageous enough to do that, that's like much respect. Much respect, bro. Much respect. What do you say about those that don't recognize the Black Lives Matter movement and the constant killing of blacks? And what do you say to those that don't recognize it? Like, they don't try to
open your eyes, man, and stop being so y'all only seeing it through one lane. Y'all need to just open your mind. Like, the way I see white people argue about this shit with it on Twitter and shit, and I'm just like, are you that dense?
Right.
Y'all seriously don't get it? Or even if they like he did this and he did that, or he was a criminal, so he still didn't deserve to die.
Right.
That's what they don't get, the main point. Regardless, it's like that's the shit that pisses me off. Like, bro, I seen situations where white dude is chasing the cops, swinging a gun around in the park and shit, and then they just handcuff him. And I'm like, but black dude just walked away and he gets shot in his back.
Right.
I'm like,
no weapon, like.
There's no way you can excuse that shit, and it's asinine to me when I see white people standing up for the cops. Like, bro, I don't know. And I've just been in so many, and I'm aware too, because I've been in so many run-ins with police, like 15 times plus at least, probably over the years, and I've been cuffed once but never arrested. And I've been under the influence most of the times. I'm giving them attitude and shit, and nothing ever happens to me. Right,
damn, it's crazy. You could tell them that, like, shit, nothing happened to me. Like, I'll be doing stupid shit. Nothing happened to me.
So I've literally seen a video where black dude got killed, and I'm like, I've done that.
Right.
And they just talk to me. And let me go.
And you don't feel no pressure. You don't feel it.
And I'm not worried at all.
You're not scared.
The only time I am is when I have my black friends with me, because then I'm like, but then it's sad when my black friends will tell me like, oh, we with you, we good. Like, the fact that they feel like they are safe just because they with me, that's fucked up in its own.
Exactly.
Like, y'all should be able to walk down the street by yourselves without needing the one white guy walking with y'all to feel safe. Like, that's right. It just,
man, that's
it really bothers me, man.
That's a good perspective, man. Wow.
It's a lot going on, and you know, it sucks because I do Lyft and shit, so like I understand the whole time George Floyd was going on and shit, picking up people, and then, you know, black people get in my car and they ain't even trying to look at me, ain't fucking with me, but like, I get it. Right. At the same time, it's like, damn, I wish they knew I'm not like that, but it's still fuck white people right now, because I'm even on some fuck white people shit. So I'm like, I get it, you know.
Right.
So
I fuck with you, bro.
Understand.
I fuck with you, man, for sure. So, getting back to the shows, man. Do you have any upcoming shows coming? Are you performing anywhere?
Since the pandemic, man, I just started doing my shows actually in 2019 in Vegas. I was performing downtown on Main Street often. I did like 5 or 6 shows, I believe, in 2019, and then I moved out here, and then the pandemic hit like 4 months later. Once I finally started getting some connects. I was gonna perform downtown San Diego and stuff like that. I was hopefully gonna do some shows in Ontario, maybe Orange County, and then everything stopped. So it's like it's been hard.
So you ready to get to it?
But man, I'm ready to perform again. I'm ready to get back to grinding. Get all this shit going.
That's right. So what's your next single coming out? Like, you working on something?
Yes, sir. We actually got a video and single on the way. It's called Back to Me, and we already got the video back. We're just waiting on the cover art right now. Once we get the cover art, it's gonna be up and running, and it's fire. It's something I hope to get on the radio.
For sure.
That's a summer jam for sure. Got a model in the video.
Oh, okay.
You know, we set a mood with it.
Yeah, go fuck with that.
Yeah.
Back to Me by 702. Go fuck with that, y'all. Tell people where they can find you, your social media handles, and all their music. You know.
My Instagram is the _702 SEVENOHTWO. You know, somebody has 702 out of these the underscore, but then on Twitter it's SEVEN the number 0 HTWO in all caps, and then everywhere else you just search 702. It pops up. It'll be on. I'm on Tidal, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. You know, I got 2 videos out already, actually, one called Rolling Deep and one called Breaking News, and that's under 702 music video. So y'all look for that. Y'all gonna find it. EA, I'm in the game like I'm playing in the scrimmage. Prepaid charge to the game when they play it like a ticket. She came into my life and she changed the way I'm living. Amazed the way that I found a lane on road to riches. I ride and hit the blunt to get higher than a wave. I got the Miami Heat, so catch me lighting up the flame. Fuck my side bitch on the D-Lo. I got ice inside my veins. Getting green on my Bill Russell, dropping dimes like Danny Ainge. Been played and I've been loved, been saved and I've been stung. I prayed for things to come, like one day I rise above. I came from out the mud, got greatness in my blood. No hate comes from my tongue, only way to go is up. So, hey.